Hey, how you doing? I'm just getting this muffler off today. I've checked the carburetor, and the carburetor goes over here. I've had that off. Got it in the house right now. I was actually looking one up, thinking that I might have to replace the carburetor, but I'll tell you, this carburetor and air cleaner setup, I cannot find anything online that matches up with what you got on here. I was wondering if this has ever been worked on before by someone, but everything fits onto this machine. This it's a B42 model, Ryobi, but I tell you, everything that I find on for ordering parts and whatnot, this air filter housing where the air filter goes right in here, and the carburetor is just completely different. So anyway, but I did take your carburetor apart and looked at it. Usually 90% of the time, that's what's going on with these machines, is a carburation issue. But your carburetor looks really clean, and the diaphragm is nice and soft and supple, and it should be sufficient for this thing to operate now. So I was thinking maybe it might be the exhaust. They get stopped up, but I actually kind of blew through this thing, and there is free airflow going all through it. And so I don't know what's happening. This is there's something loose in here, and it sounds like it's the spark arrestor. Usually sits like right here. There's like a screen thing, and that it sounds like it fell down in there. I mean, it was like that. It's kind of floating down loose in there. I might be able to get it to come back up, but there's really nothing I can do with that. I'll see if I can jiggle it out of there. But anyway, here's an example of some burning that's gone on inside of your engine here. From the other side, you can see the piston. I think you can see it a little bit from the intake side, and usually it doesn't look as bad on the intake side. You can see the piston down in there. If this thing will focus, you can barely kind of see that in there, and it looks nice and shiny. The piston, I don't know if it's showing that, but on the exhaust side, and usually that's where this these problems happen. And you can see here, I'll point to it. Here's the top of the piston as it kind of moves up and down in the cylinder. Here's the top. See how I'm grabbing the top of the piston? Now I'm going to rotate the engine and show you as it comes up and starts comes up during compression. And you can see where those rings are burnt, and the piston is like burnt on the side. See how scored it is? And as that piston's going to create compression, see those two rings that go vertically? Those are the piston rings, okay? And they're supposed to be like sealing as this piston goes up, 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 up. Now the piston rings start getting effective, and they're supposed to seal the gases within the combustion chamber right in here where the spark plug is. Spark plug's like right over here someplace. Now as this goes up, now watch, because there's some gas up in there, and it's going to blow by the piston. And when that compression blows by the piston, you don't have sufficient compression and a good air-fuel mixture ratio for combustion. Okay, so watch it blow by. See how it's just blowing by that piston? So it's just blowing by that piston, and it's not creating any it's not creating any compression. Okay, and so you're looking at new piston rings and piston, and I can look that stuff up for you and see if you want to do it, but and I got to figure out my labor on this too. But to repair this thing, I don't know if it's going to be worth it to you. But you can see right here that combustion is getting right by that piston, and that's called blow-by actually. And so you're not getting sufficient compression within that combustion chamber for this to run right. It's losing compression, and and as you can see there, the side of the piston is scored and burnt. So I'll let you know, give you an estimate on this if you want to continue to try and repair this, but you could probably pick one of these up for like 150 bucks, and I think that's going to be the minimum to for your parts and my labor to fix this. But you might be able to find a used one of these backpack blowers for $150, $200. So just letting you know. Thanks.